guys. Welcome back to episode 3 of the podcast, the Two Troubled Podcast, the best sports podcast on the face of the earth. I don't think there's any competition, honestly.
No way. Two Troubled. Best podcast.
No competition whatsoever.
No.
Come on now. We got an exciting one for you guys today. We just got done watching the NFL draft, so we will be recapping that. We got some exciting NBA playoff games.
Oh, yeah.
And some of these series got wrapped up a little bit sooner than we expected.
Oh, yeah.
Trav's coming to you guys with an excellent Better Betting segment today.
Come on now.
We got some hot takes, as always, and then we're going to wrap it up with the draft talk and just, what happened with the NFL overall today.
All right, yeah, let's talk about it.
All right, sounds good.
I am your host, Travis Chadwick. This is the Two Troubled Show. I'm here with
Tucker Grace, your other co-host.
And let's jump right into it. I say we get into a little NBA first, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, exciting games. Some games got wrapped up already. Suns Clippers. Wow. Kawhi just doesn't care about playing anymore.
No.
Apparently. He's just like, screw you guys.
No, he's a little bit of a P word, might I say.
Yeah.
A little bit of
100%.
a P word. All I'm going to say, Trav, if I am in the NBA playoffs and I'm a little bit tweaked, a little bit hurt, I'm playing no matter what. There's no injury that's stopping me from playing a game.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
It's ridiculous.
It's bullshit. Load management in the playoffs. Like, come on, Kawhi, you hurt your pinky? Get the fuck back in the game.
Exactly.
Get back in there. Like, it's BS. But I will say, Russell Westbrook, if there are no superstars on his team, Russell Westbrook is the best player with that plays without superstars. If he could have the ball in his hands 24/7, he's going to drop 40, 10, and 10.
I don't know about that, man. He only dropped, 16 points in that game 5?
I don't know. The first game Kawhi was out, I know he dropped 38, and I was like, this guy, like when he played in OKC, like if he has superstars like Kawhi or LeBron around him, like he's gonna suck because he can't shoot. But if he can sit there with the ball in his hands, that man is 10 times better. I was like, who is this? Is this Ja Morant? Oh no, shit, that's Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, I mean, he did play. I won't lie, he did play very well in that first game. But after that, it was like, what happened? He was shooting 3 for 18, 3 for 19, whatever it was. I mean, not good percentages. I know that.
No, 100%. But that one game, first impressions mean a lot. So that stuck with me. When Kawhi didn't play and he dropped 38, it didn't matter what he did in the game after that. I was like, this dude. Yeah, I mean, if your best player is Terrence Mann besides you and Nicholas Batum, Russell Westbrook's going to have to play, and he's going to have to score a lot of points to keep it close. And he did keep it close. I think they only lost by 5 in that game 4, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, it was close, but Westbrook was not the reason why they were close in that game, man.
You don't think so? He dropped 38.
Not in the last game, not in game 5.
No, I'm just saying game 4.
Oh, okay.
When they lost by 5.
Oh, okay.
I think once the Suns went up 3-1, I don't think anybody else wanted to watch that game 5. I didn't really watch it.
We knew the series was over. I mean, if Kawhi's not gonna stop being a P and not play, and Paul George obviously
it's honestly a disappointment to basketball to sit out of a playoff game. At least Giannis. We'll get into this later. This huge topic, but at least I get he was hurt and he hurt his back, but at least he fucking played. Unlike
that's true.
Kawhi.
That's true. I mean, shit. Put me in, coach. Get me in the game. Get me in there, man.
Yeah, I mean, now let's look at one of 2 series that is not over yet.
Yeah.
Warriors Kings.
This is a good one. I love this series.
This is a good one. Honestly, I think this is the best series out of all of them.
I agree. I completely agree, and I just got to say to the audience what I say. The series isn't over yet, but Warriors are down 0-2. They've come back. They've won 3 straight. Come on, Kings fans. You better be scared now.
I don't know about that, man.
Curry's coming.
See, we'll get into it because a little sneak peek on my hot take. So I don't want to spoil her, but Curry played out of his mind. Draymond, oh my god.
Yeah.
I've never seen Draymond shoot like that in my life.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, but Warriors Kings, oh my god, that is one of the best series I think I've ever watched in the first round in recent memory.
Yeah.
You know, you got players like De'Aaron Fox that are just bucket makers, and then you got players like Harrison Barnes who can't make a bucket. Because unfortunately, if Harrison Barnes makes that semi-contested three, this is a whole different series.
No, 100%.
Maybe the Kings have a chance to close it out at home, but they ended up losing that game.
Hey, I think it's kind of true what I was saying earlier. Like, this series is getting chopped up to who has more playoff experience, and that is obviously the Warriors.
Yeah, I mean, the Kings are a young team, so obviously they're going to have their fair share of hiccups, but they really needed to win that game where Draymond got suspended and they couldn't get it done, and that might be what ended their season.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
You know, but
really exciting. Looking forward to that game 6 and potentially game 7. We'll see what happens.
Potentially.
Yeah, but I'm excited. That's my favorite series this first round so far.
Oh, 100%. Talk about a series that was boring. Nets versus the 76ers. Seems like the only team that actually handled business, you know?
Yeah. Do we even need to really talk about this one? This is a boring one here.
Yeah, this is a sweet.
Come on. The brooms, we said it last time. We brought the brooms out already. We knew what was going to happen. The Nets, they don't have anyone. You can't win if you don't have guys.
No, 100%.
It comes down to that.
And honestly, the 76ers might be the best team in the East. Bucks fall.
Yeah.
Celtics kind of struggle versus the Hawks. They still handle business, but out of the East, out of the teams that were favored, 1 through 4, the 76ers were the only team that handled business didn't have any problems. Yeah, they had a couple close games, but overall, they handled their business and they moved on to the next round. They get to rest up, and if Embiid can stay healthy, they might be your Eastern Conference champions.
Yeah, I would not disagree with you. I think that they obviously, I mean, they swept the Nets, so that talks volumes there. But yeah, the Sixers, they look legit. Like you were saying, if Embiid's able to stay healthy, that would be huge for them. I mean, they look like a complete championship team from what we've seen so far.
Oh yeah, I mean, Harden, like when Harden fouled out, I believe, like Tyrese Maxey steps up. So they have players all around that can score the basketball. And they have PJ Tucker, and
right.
I feel like you need a guy like PJ Tucker, Draymond, in your team in the playoffs to rough up the other team a little bit, show them that this ain't sweet. Like, we're here to play, and like it's gonna get rough.
Yeah, talk a little smack, get in the opponent's heads. That's what the playoffs is all about, man.
Oh yeah. Now I want to look at one of my favorite series, not because it was close or not because of anything, but if you've been following the TikTok, Tucker waved the Knicks goodbye a week ago, and the Knicks clapped back and said, "Shut the fuck up."
They put me in my place. They did.
And I don't want to rule myself out here because I also waved him goodbye as well, but we're not going to talk about that. Let's focus all the steamlight on you. He was the one that said they were going to leave, not me. Don't come after me. Go New York. If you remember, don't go back and look up the clip though. Don't. But just remember, he was the one that was like, New York sucks.
I will admit I take accountability for that one. I was wrong, guys. Unfortunately, I was very high on the Cavs in the playoffs this year, and shit, man, they just couldn't get it done.
No,
they just
100%.
couldn't get it done. The Knicks, basically, they gentlemen swept them. They were nice. They let the Cavs get one game, and I think the Knicks might have seen that TikTok that we posted because they didn't lose a game after that TikTok went live.
Yeah, they did not. And I did not think that the Knicks were going to play that good. I thought star-studded wise, I thought Cleveland had them beat and just players on the team. Evan Mobley finished 3rd in Defensive Player of the Year. You still had Jared Allen. You got Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell, but Jalen Brunson proved that he's him, and he has the ability to take a team on their shoulders. And honestly, I'll say it right now. I think they're going to go to the Eastern Conference Finals, and that's the first time I think the Knicks have done that in a while.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to go up against the Heat.
Yeah, they got a lucky draw. They
go against the 8 seed.
With the way Jimmy's been playing, I think a lot of people are going to say, oh, maybe that series is going to be closer than it actually is. But, I mean, the injuries definitely derailed the Bucks in that game, and I think you could look at the Knicks as just the more complete team overall.
Yeah. I think that series could really go either way.
Oh, 100%. 100%. And I think if there was one word to describe this year's NBA playoffs, it's unpredictable. You know,
100%.
a one seed falling. You know, like everyone was on the Cavs. Maybe not everybody, but I know most of the people thought the Cavs were going to handle business. You know, and there's teams out here that, and there's still been some steady, you know, consistency where the Nuggets won, which everyone expected and stuff like that. But I don't think anyone in this person, if we're pulling a March Madness bracket or NBA playoffs bracket, I think all the brackets would have been busted.
I agree. I think so. And speaking of unpredictability, how about that Lakers-Grizzlies series?
Oh, God. It's close. It's not over yet.
No, it's definitely not over, but Lakers take a commanding 3-2 lead. And I don't see LeBron James losing. I don't.
I will say they need to win Game 6 at home. If they don't win in Game 6 at home, Memphis is one of the best home teams. They would be in trouble. They need to get it done in Crypto.com or Staples Center, whatever you want to call it by. But they need to get it done. And if they don't, LeBron might have a first-round exit. You know?
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. That's going to be an exciting one. Are you going to stick with your guns here, Trav? Do you like the Grizzlies better when they don't have Ja Morant on the court?
Yeah, honestly.
Even though he dropped 45 in Game 3.
Yeah, but he drop 40 plus he dropped 45 in Game 3, and guess what? They still lost by like 20.
So I mean, overall the Grizzlies were inefficient, but he did drop 45.
Yeah. I mean, I just think if you just look at all the players when Ja doesn't play, I just think there's a bit more of an urgency. Desmond Bane, players like that, they just, I don't know. I don't think Ja, not saying that he's not a good player, but it's a similar situation to Russell Westbrook, whereas like, if he doesn't have any superstars on his team, and maybe you call Desmond Bane a superstar or you don't, like that could be up for grabs. I mean, he's dropped 30 in the last 3 playoff games, but I think it's like a thing where if Ja Morant doesn't have the ball in his hands, like he's really inefficient. Like he's not a spot-up shooter. That's just not what he's going to do. So I feel like it really limits your offense when Ja Morant's on the court. And yeah, he will get a bucket 45% of the time, which is very, very impressive. But, you know, like then when he sits on the bench, now they have to adjust to playing without Ja and not just sitting there in the corners. Like, I don't know. I think not saying that Ja Morant is a bad player. I just think team-wise, they're more efficient without Ja.
You might have a point there, but again, Ja had 30-plus in Game 5, which they won, and so did Desmond Bane. They both had 30-plus.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know if I believe that they play better when Ja's not on the court there.
Yeah, I mean, Ja's got to prove something to me. Back against the wall, going away, Game 6. If he is the reason why the Grizzlies win, then maybe it would change my mind. You know, back against the wall, you put up 40 in a dominating performance with efficient shooting, then maybe it's like, okay, like Ja Morant's here. You know, like this guy can ball, and not just ball, but he can be efficient and help his teammates and overall make the Grizzlies a better team. But it's going to be tough. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm excited. This series, the Lakers-Grizzlies series and the Warriors-Kings series from the jump has been the 2 series that I've been very much looking forward to, and they've continued to be very interesting. And who knows? We'll see what happens in both these series. So, moving on though.
Yeah.
Boring series. Nuggets Timberwolves. We all knew it was going to happen.
You see Anthony Davis misdemeanor for tossing a chair?
No.
You didn't see that?
No.
He was angry. He was running off the court and he takes a chair and kind of moves it to the side, and it accidentally hit 2 of the staff employees, and they filed assault against him.
Oh my God.
And you can go look at the video. He's not even looking at where he's throwing it. There's no ill will. I think that was the most interesting thing out of this series, really. It was, not even the games played. It was wow, Nuggets T-Wolves is actually on the news. Oh, it's because Anthony Davis now gets charged with a misdemeanor assault.
Wait, Anthony Davis?
Anthony Edwards. I apologize.
That's why I was so confused the whole time.
Did I say
You said Anthony Davis the whole time. Yeah.
Oh my God. Anthony Davis should get charged with assault. Did you see that block he had on Dylan Brooks? He should get charged with assault.
He did. He sent that ball back to oblivion.
Oh yeah.
Wipe the glass for that one, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, yeah.
Wipe the glass.
All right, so let's rewind here. Anthony Edwards.
Yes.
Assault.
Yes.
Really the most interesting thing on this series, you know. I was fumbling over my words. I just say we move on. That was disappointing.
Boring series anyway,
Yeah.
so I'm not worried about it.
The gentleman's suite. Put on a suit and tie, you know, dust the floor a little bit. T-Wolves, you're going back to Minnesota.
Yeah.
Sorry. But Bucks Heat, oh my God.
Jeez.
Oh my God.
That
That might be the biggest choke job I've ever seen.
I feel bad for the fans of Milwaukee. I feel very bad.
I truly don't know what to say. Like, it's not even like, oh, Giannis was hurt. It's like you're up 16, you're up double digits in the last 2 games, and you allow the Heat to come back and win?
Crazy. I cannot believe it. I can't believe it.
Honestly, Jimmy Butler might have had the greatest series in a playoff game of all time.
Yeah, he was dominant.
Oh, yeah. 56
In 42.
and 42.
Craziness, dude.
Oh, my God. He is him.
Himmy Neutron.
Oh, my God. I was like, this guy he can't miss. He can't. You know, like, he had no intention making that game-winning shot to eliminate the Bucks to go to overtime.
Yeah.
He had no intention. That pass was 40 feet, and he catches it with 2 seconds left and just hucks it up there. Like, the real question is like, you take Brook Lopez out of the game, so you got, like, I don't even know, Pat Connaughton, some white boy guarding Jimmy Butler, and you think that's gonna stop him?
I mean, I don't think anybody's stopping Jimmy Butler if he's putting up 56, 42, whatever other points he scored throughout that series.
No, 100%. But you have one possession. Well, how many points he scored before, it doesn't matter. You just need to stop. And you're like, Pat Connaughton,
Yeah.
get us some defense. That's like asking Kyle Korver to guard LeBron. Like, come on.
Yeah,
You know?
I don't know why you take Brook Lopez out of the game then.
Yeah, I mean, you would at least want him down there for some rim protection or
get a board.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, well, there's 2 seconds left, so maybe that's why they were worried. Like, well, there's not enough time to get a board.
Right.
But I mean, they're down 2, so that I would understand if you're like, okay, they're down 3, they have to shoot a 3, so there's no way that they're coming in the paint, but they're down 2. So they have the ability to go in the paint, and why not put one of your best paint protectors in the game?
Right.
Or put Giannis on them, really.
Yeah, seriously.
Honestly. But that was the biggest choke job I've ever seen.
I can't believe that. I cannot believe that series.
Oh, yeah. That was, I think they choked harder than Kim K. I'm being honest. They did.
Did you see Giannis's post-game interview too?
Oh, yeah. He was like, I should have been on Jimmy Butler more.
Well, he said that, but someone asked him if the whole season was a failure.
Yeah.
And he gave a pretty heartfelt response. And I think that, that post-game interview might be one for the books. That's going to be one that's looked back on for years to come.
No, 100%. And he definitely, kind of roasted on the media guy who said it. He said,
bit.
have you gotten a promotion in 9 years? No. So basically your whole job's been a failure. It's like, damn, Giannis, go off, man.
I mean, I would be pretty damn upset if I just lost that series 4-1 as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty. I mean, it's on Giannis, though. He shot 45% from the free throw line.
Yeah, it's horrible. He missed, I think, 13 free throws, which you cannot have that, especially at the NBA level.
Oh, 100%.
But he was, I don't want to chop it up to this, but he was playing a little injured, but respect to him for actually going onto the court and playing a game, unlike some Clippers players we know.
Fuck him.
But yeah, I mean, it's disappointing. I think Giannis is a very likable person.
Mm-hmm.
I have a soft spot in my heart for Giannis, so I did feel for him and the Bucks with that loss yesterday.
Oh, 100%. I felt so bad for the whole city of Milwaukee. People were saying this was a sweep. Vegas had the Milwaukee Bucks as the favorite to not win this series, but the whole NBA championship. and it was wrapped up. If you told me this series went to Game 5, I'd have been like, all right, Bucks win 4-1. Not Heat win 4-1.
Right.
And that's just there's nothing to say, but it was the biggest choke job in an NBA series I've seen in a long time. There's no business while you're up double digits in the fourth quarter and you blow the lead not one game, but twice. There's no business doing that.
No, not at all. Especially if you're the freaking 1 seed, dude.
Oh, yeah. That's
Cannot be
embarrassing.
joking that.
It's embarrassing. All right, let's move on. I feel bad for Milwaukee fans. I don't want to keep just
Torching them.
Yeah, torching them. So let's go. Celtics, Hawks. They just wrapped it up today.
Unfortunate.
Kind of expected, but I thought that it would be a little less games. But Trae Young, pulled a logo 3.
Yeah.
If you're pulling a logo 3 for a buzzer beater, you got some big balls.
You got some big cojones. That is for sure.
You're like, you know what? I think they were only down 1 point. So it's like you can go get a layup and take the lead. You don't even need a 3 to tie. You don't need a 3. You just need a 2, and you have the lead. He's like, you know what? Fuck the layup. Step back, logo 3. And he cashed it.
I mean, hey, you know what his nickname is? That's Ice Tray right there.
Oh, yeah. And
Ice Tray.
He said I'm cold because I'm Ice Tray.
He's Ice Tray. But it doesn't matter in the end because the Celtics go back and win Game 6. So it was all for nothing.
Well, they sold one more game of tickets in Atlanta. Atlanta got to see their team play one more time. Trae Young's a hero for bringing it one more game back to Atlanta. And then, bye-bye.
You send them home. I really like the Celtics going forward, though, by the way.
You do?
I do. I like the Celtics a lot going forward. I know that they dropped 2 games to the Hawks, but let's be real. Like we were just talking about the whole time, they lost on a logo buzzer beater, right? So realistically, they were going to win. They really should have won that series 4-1.
Yeah.
So I really like the Celtics going forward. They're really complete. Jason Tatum could be the next best player in the whole league.
Yeah, well, let's look forward because honestly, the Celtics next series is already set. So, So who do you got? Celtics versus Sixers.
This is a tough one. This series is honestly all of these. If everything pans out the way I think it's going to pan out with the Lakers and Warriors, this next round of the playoffs is going to be very exciting and very close.
Oh yeah.
But I think here I'm going to go with the Celtics. Wow. I think it's going to go very deep. I think it's going to be a Game 7 type of series, but I got the Celtics here, Trev.
I'm going to have to disagree with you. I'm going to go Sixers. They handled business. The only team that handled business in the first round pretty efficiently. Joel Embiid stays healthy. Al Horford's going to have some problems. PJ Tucker is a good defensive player. There's no stopping Jason Tatum, but maybe he limits him a little bit. Jaylen Brown is so streaky. There's games where he'll have 10 points, and then there's games where he'll have 40. I just think overall the Sixers got hot at the right time, and that's all you could ask for is your team starts clicking in the playoffs, and then you handle business in the first round. Maybe they handle business in the second round. Now I will say these are the best 2 teams in the East, and unfortunately they have to play each other in the second round. But I think whoever wins this series will be in the NBA Finals.
Yeah, they will be the Eastern Conference champions for sure. Completely agree with you there. But we do have opposite picks, which is nice.
Yeah,
maybe we gotta have to get a little bet going between the 2 of us.
Oh, maybe we might have to. I'll take the Sixers.
$5 though, only $5.
Only
That's
$5. Come on.
You know the rule on this channel.
You know the rule. So I want to shake on it though. I do.
There you go.
Thank you.
$5.
Thank you. Well, who are they going to be playing? Because the other Eastern Conference series, or Eastern semifinal series is set. Knicks Heat. I think the Knicks finally get to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Really?
Yeah, I think they do. I think Jimmy Butler had an amazing playoff series, and I think people are going to ride so high on that. But one player could only take you so far. Bam Adebayo is a great defensive player. He gets good rebounds. But who else is the primary scorer on that team?
Hey, they got Tyler Hero. They got Kyle Lowry.
Tyler Hero's out.
Oh, that's right. Tyler Hero is out. So, but they still got Kyle Lowry. You said Bam Adebayo.
Yeah, but Kyle's a little older, so he's the same where Maybe you see prime Kyle again every game, once every 3 games, but I think the Knicks are just. But maybe it's a surprise. Like, I thought the Cavs were more star-studded than the Knicks, and maybe it just comes down to freaking heart at the end of the day. Jimmy Butler, if he keeps putting up 56, no team's going to have a chance.
No one's touching the Heat.
But I think Jalen Brunson, R.J. Barrett, I like the Knicks here. What about you?
Really? Jimmy Cooks.
Really?
Jimmy Cooks.
Wow.
Come on. I'm taking the Heat here. I think this series also goes to a Game 6, Game 7.
Okay.
And I got the Heat taking it. If they can go down and beat the number 1 overall seed, I don't see a world where they can't go take down a 4 seed. The 4-seeded Knicks, by the way.
Yeah, but New York has been waiting for this moment for years. You know
who else has been waiting for this moment for years? The Sacramento Kings, and they're about to get their booty smacked tomorrow by the Lakers.
Don't be hating on the Kings now. Don't be hating on. I'm still not spoiling my pick. I'm going to let you keep dick riding the Warriors. But once we get into hot takes, I'm going to let you know how I feel.
All right.
I'm going to let you know how I feel. Now let's move on. Suns versus Nuggets. I think this is the worst series. If it ends up being Lakers-Warriors, I think this is the worst series. I just think the Nuggets are just not fun to watch. I'm sorry. Jokic is the Joker, unathletic. Like, give me the Suns. Give me the Suns.
Really?
Yeah, give me the Suns.
Wow. I'm going the opposite of you here as well. I like the Nuggets. Because part of me thinks the Suns will win this series, but because Chris Paul is on that Suns team and because the Snake KD is on that Suns team,
that's messed up, man.
I cannot root for them. And the Nuggets are the 1 seed. They took care of business in that first round. I know they're a boring team to watch. I agree with you there, but I mean, that's Jokic. It's Jokic. I know he's boring, but he's a dog.
No, 100%.
He's a dog. He doesn't lose.
But I just think, who's guarding KD? Who's guarding Devin Booker? Like, really, like Jamal Murray. He's not the greatest defensive player, and the ball's in his hands late in the game because Jokic is not, creating space for himself and pulling a step-back 3 to tie the game. So really, I trust, when the game comes down to the line, I trust Kevin Durant and Devin Booker over Jamal Murray. That's really what I broke it down to.
All right. I mean, I see your side for sure. And like I said, it's not that I don't like the Suns as a basketball team. It's like I don't like the people who are on that team. So that is why I picked the Nuggets here.
Oh, yeah. Well, I say let's put another $5 on it. I'm interested in making money, and it feels like I'm getting charity money from you. So $5 only. And do we have another one?
We have a deal.
Okay.
We have a deal.
I say let's look.
Let's put money on all the series.
Oh, yeah, honestly. We were different on every single one.
Yeah.
Well, let's go into my bets, because obviously, as we've seen the last 2 weeks, I am the king of betting. I make people money.
How did your bets turn out actually this past week?
Shut up. If I'm not mistaken, I thought CJ Stroud went 1, right?
Oh, did he now?
According to my bet.
Yeah, that's right. You're right. The Carolina Panthers took CJ at 1.
Yeah,
that's what happened.
100%. Well, I'll give you a 3-legger here, and let's all run home with some money. Kings money line.
Mm-hmm.
There's a little spoiler for hot takes. Kings money line coming up in Game 6. Celtics money line.
Like it.
And Lakers money line. Celtics, I think they're going to take the first game. It's at home versus Sixers. I think the Lakers have to get it done. LeBron knows he has to get it done at home. And I think they have to win. So LeBron is regarded as one of the best players in the world, and you got to show that. You got to come out and play, so you better win Game 6. So throw them in my parlay. Call it a lock.
Now, Trav, I like your picks here, aside from one.
What is that?
I think you could tell me. It's that first one on the list right there. Because
you're riding with the Kings with me?
No, that's the one I don't like. The Warriors are going to be winning Game 6. That is a fact.
No.
It's a fact of life.
I don't want to spoil it for my hot take, but Knicks series winner. There's my other bet for today's podcast. They're going to beat the Heat. I already touched on it a little bit. I don't think I need to say much more. Knicks series winner.
Well, when the Knicks lose, I'll be taking that $5 from you. So you'll be losing on your bets on here, and you'll be losing to me. It's going to be a very sad day when the Knicks actually get sent home. I'm doing it again.
Oh,
Let's
no.
wave the Knicks goodbye.
Oh, no.
You're not going to join me on this one, Trav?
Nope.
I'm waving them goodbye because the Knicks, you guys finally actually get to go back home to New York. Goodbye. Back to the families. I don't care. We'll be seeing you next year, Knicks.
Well,
I don't care.
talking about going places.
Oh, I like going.
Everyone's favorite segment. We switched it up a little bit this time.
We did.
So you're gonna have to watch it.
Yeah. Let's go mobile, baby.
Going mobile.
All right, guys. With the NFL draft coming up, we're out here at the University of Oregon to see if these Oregon students can really play football. So today I'm here with
Caden,
and Caden's going to be running a quick couple routes, and we're going to see his ball skills. You ready, Caden?
let's ride.
Go.
Excuse me? Do you mind if we ask you a sports question for $1? Yeah. You ready? Who do you think is the best quarterback in this year's NFL draft?
Patrick Mahomes.
You think so?
Yeah, bro.
Come on now. What team you think he's going to get drafted to?
Shit, I don't know.
Throw a guess out there.
I don't think he's gonna get drafted.
You don't think Mahomes is going to get
I
drafted?
don't think so.
Why?
I don't think so. I think he good where he at. I don't think he's gonna get drafted.
Oh, yeah?
That's my hot take. I don't know.
That's your hot take? All right. That is correct, though. Here's your $1. Congratulations. Have a good day. You heard it here first. Patrick Mahomes is not even good enough to get drafted in this year's NFL draft. CJ Stroud's S2 cognitive 18% is more likely to get drafted than Patrick Mahomes. You heard it here first. And it was his hot take. You mind if we ask you a sports question for $1?
Go for it.
Who do you think will be the number one pick in this year's NFL draft?
I don't know anything about football, man. Victor Wembanyama.
Victor Wembanyama is correct.
Let's go.
Here's your $1, big guy. Congratulations. How'd you come up with that?
He's just really good at basketball, so I thought the skills might translate
Yeah.
to football as well.
Yeah. I mean, they definitely do.
All right, that's what's up. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, man. Hello, I'm here with,
Raise bang.
and he's gonna run a 40-yard dash. You know, with the NFL draft coming up, we're gonna test his metrics, see how fast he is, see if he's ready for the NFL combine, for the NFL draft. Are you ready for that?
Yeah, I'm ready. My friends used to call me Flash. So.
All right, let's get it. Let's get it. 3, 2, 1, go. He's off. The Flash. A little something extra at the end.
All right, guys. I found another candidate. Today I'm here with
Jackson.
All right, Jackson. Because the NFL draft is coming up tomorrow, I'm going to ask you a sports trivia question, but about the draft.
Okay.
All right?
I'm down.
All right. In your opinion, who is the best quarterback from this year's draft?
Anthony Richards.
That's an interesting choice, but I like it. Yeah. All right. Thank you for your time, Jackson.
Of course. Thank you.
All right, guys. Today I'm here with,
Sophie.
and I'm going to be having Sophie run a couple drills and see how she does. You ready?
Ready.
All right. Let's try it.
I'm here with
Matt.
and
Luke.
and we're gonna be testing your combine skills with the NFL draft coming up. We're gonna get some metrics on you. That's okay. You said you used to be a quarterback in college or high school, so I want
Definitely not college.
to see an arm.
All right, I got you then.
And you said you can catch, right?
I can't catch. No, I've only played soccer my whole life.
Well, we'll be the judge of that. So here's the ball.
He's got to play wide receiver.
Here's the ball. We'll see. Huck a pigskin for us real quick. He snaps it, drops back, looking, fires, caught. A little bit of a duck, but it's caught. It's caught. All right. I'm here with.
Matthew.
He says he can catch.
I can catch.
You ready for a little NFL combine drill? See if you can catch him and put that to the test.
Absolutely.
All right, let's get it going.
Ready, go. He drops back. Looking to throw. Can have a ball. That's a dot. It's a dot. What a catch. What a catch.
All right, here we go. Sports question for $1. You mind if we ask you a sports question for $1?
Sure.
You know a little bit about the NFL?
I don't know shit about football.
Really?
Really?
You think you can give a best guess, though?
Sure.
All right. Who do you think will be the number 1 pick in this year's NFL draft?
Fuck. I don't know. Someone to do with the Raiders.
Someone with the Raiders?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
Why is that? Why the Raiders?
Why not? They just got that. They just moved to Las Vegas. Las Vegas has hella fucking money. They're gonna be a good coach. Fucking, they're gonna be able to pick all the best players. Why not?
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, Vegas is the money capital of the world, right?
One of them.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, of course.
Thanks, man.
Have a good one.
I'm here with,
Eli Goldsmith.
and is it okay if we test your metrics out a little bit today?
Yeah, go for it. I've been working on my hand-eye coordination, so I got this in the bag.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah.
You think you're going to be able to catch a punt?
100%. You kidding me? Catching
You-
punt's easy.
If you catch a punt, we'll give you $1.
Word. Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. Wow.
All right, today I'm here with,
Hannah Siegel.
and today I'm going to be having Hannah do a couple drills with the NFL draft coming up. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, let's see how she does. All right, I'm here with Isaiah. All right, today, Isaiah, we're doing a little quiz about the draft that's coming up, and then we're gonna have you do some drills and see how you perform. Is that okay?
Don't know much about the draft, but I'll give it a shot.
All right. So then you maybe you've heard a couple names being tossed around, but
I did hear that CJ Stroud's stock draft dropped hella after he did really bad on that IQ quiz.
okay. So you do know a good about.
Decent fit.
Okay. So tell me, who do you think is going to be the first draft pick of the draft?
Fuck it. They're taking CJ Stroud because they don't know how to run a football team.
That is the right option, guys. Listen to this man right here.
All right, we got a big group of people. One of these people has to know where Will Levis will be playing next year. Excuse me. Can we ask you a sports question for $1? All you guys. Sports question. Oh yeah, I think you guys are the perfect bunch.
A sports question?
Sports question.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
Where do you think Will Levis will be playing next year?
I don't know.
I
The
don't know who that
Cowboys.
is.
The Cowboys?
The Cowboys.
Why, you think Dak Prescott's not good enough?
Yeah, I don't really like Dak.
Yeah, he sucks, huh?
Yeah.
Wow, so you think Will Levis is better than Dak Prescott?
Yeah, Dak's just he's not really my fave, but I think they're going to be up and coming this year, and I think that we need to watch out for them in the Super Bowl.
So Cowboys with Will Levis, Super Bowl bound.
Yeah.
All right, here's your $1. That's a bold statement. That's a bold statement. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Welcome back.
Yeah, we hope you guys enjoyed that little Going Mobile segment. We did a little something different, a little something special for, the draft. So let us know how you guys thought. Leave a comment down below.
Mhm.
Let us know what you thought.
Yeah, there were some hot takes. The fans out here are giving us hot takes of their own now, So I say
almost-
we jump right into ours.
Yeah, it's almost like the fans want to be us now, honestly.
Hey, man, I'm a likable guy. I'm a likable guy. All right, I'm going to start with my first hot take. I've been teasing it a little bit earlier. Kings come back and win the series. 100%.
Hate it. Hate it.
Well, it's a hot take for a reason. I think this series, if you think the NBA rigs their games or whatever, this has been the best first round series I can remember in a while. They're gonna make sure that this goes to 7 games. They're gonna make sure that this goes all the way. And Kings at home, Game 7, I think the energy will be back in Sacramento. I mean, it was there in Game 1, there in Game 2. It was there in Game 5. It's gonna go 7, and I think the Kings hold the upper hand.
I would be scared if I'm a Warrior fan and this series goes to a Game 7 back home to Sacramento.
Oh yeah,
Because like we saw in Game 1 and in Game 2 in Sacramento, the energy in that stadium was electric.
oh yeah.
So if I'm the Warriors, I would be very nervous going back in to the Beam team's home court and having to take them on in a Game 7. Little nerve-wracking, but it doesn't matter. The Warriors are going to clean them up here pretty easily in Game 6.
No way. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. I think the Kings have a shot to win Game 6. You know, when your back is against the wall, you just play with a different energy. When you're on the brink of elimination, other than maybe Milwaukee, you play with a different energy. You know what I mean? Like the Kings, I get that they're young. They might not have the playoff experience, but people forget like De'Aaron Fox, like they all played March Madness. Like those guys were good. They've played meaningful games before, and I think they realize how big this is. And I know Golden State probably realizes how big it is too, but Sacramento is going to win the series.
Listen. Warriors in 6.
No.
Warriors in 6.
Kings in 7. Light the beam. Beam team. All right, let's move on to your hot take.
You know, Trev, I think we've been talking about the NBA for a little bit too long now. The first three podcasts.
Switch it up.
It's been all NBA because obviously that's what's going on.
Yeah.
We had a very exciting day with the NFL draft.
Uh-huh.
And I'm ready. I'm ready for NFL season to be back.
Oh, yeah, me too.
And with that, the Seahawks had a very interesting first round. Seahawks decided to go with Devin Witherspoon with the 5th overall pick.
Eesh.
Corner.
Don't like it.
I know you don't like it. And honestly, I wasn't a big fan with my initial thoughts. But when I'm thinking about it more, I think that Seattle is building the Legion of Boom Part 2.
Yeah.
Think about it.
No, I think that they're trying to recreate that Legion of Boom. It's just with a bunch of shittier players.
I don't know. You got Tariq Woolen, who's very Richard Sherman-esque. You got Quandre Diggs, who's a little Earl Thomas-esque.
You can't compare Quandre Diggs to Earl Thomas. Earl Thomas is an all-time great.
Quandre Diggs is a fantastic safety, one of the best in the league. He's been a Pro Bowler 2 years in a row now.
Yeah, but Earl Thomas is a Hall of Famer.
You got a point, but I'm saying these guys are young. They have a lot of. I mean, Tariq Woolen almost won Defensive Rookie of the Year, and in most of the stats he has better statistics than Sauce Gardner, but Sauce Gardner won it. So I think Tariq is going to continue to progress and be an elite corner in the NFL. I think he'll be very similar to Richard Sherman when it's all said and done. Obviously, we still have Jamal Adams. If he could just stay healthy, and I'll be honest, he shouldn't be back there at the safety position. We'll move him up to outside linebacker, get him blitzing a little bit more. Blitz boy's back. Right. I'll be happy with that. We got Julian Love now to be paired back there with Quandre Diggs. And obviously we got Kobe Bryant in last year's draft. He played pretty well. But now we got Devin Witherspoon. So I don't know. He's been compared to Sauce Gardner, and I think if he could live anything up to what Sauce did last year, we are going to be a very, very scary secondary team.
Yeah, I mean, I want to warn the audience now. He is a Seahawks fan, so this is a biased opinion. He is the only one that thinks that the Legion of Boom 2.0 is coming to Seattle.
Hey, I'm not the only one. Ask other Seahawks fans. You're just a hater, man. You hate us because you ain't us.
Honestly, that may or may not be true. That may or may not be true.
Hey, at least we got a decent quarterback right now.
Don't hate on Jordan Love. Jordan Love will have better stats than Geno Smith next season.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
$5 bet here now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Another
100%.
one. I think we have $20 on this podcast right now.
No, 5.
So, well, 5. Yeah, $5 total dollars. You're right. My fault. Yeah, this is Chadwick. $5 total. Sorry.
Moving on to my hot take. Houston won this draft. You know, they gave up a lot to move up to 3. But you, in my opinion, the best quarterback and the best defensive player in the draft, if you get the best offensive player and the best defensive player, how is that not a win? And I get it's way too early. We never know how these players are going to pan out. But for my way too early prediction, Houston won this draft. I mean, I'm sitting here and I'm looking, and I think you got your quarterback of the future, one of the most important positions in football. And the most important position on the defense is the edge rusher. You got the 2 best players in the draft. Maybe, whether you have Bryce Young or C.J. Stroud, there's no debate whether Will Anderson's the best defensive player in the draft. So I don't. Maybe Philly gives them a run. They got 2 athletic beasts, Jalen Carter, and Nolan Smith. But
You forgetting another team that had 2 first-round picks in this
no,
draft?
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not.
Okay. I don't remember that.
But Houston won this draft. Houston did.
We've done a lot of disagreeing today, but I will agree with you here, Trev. I think that Houston may not have won the whole draft, but they 100% won this first round.
Oh, yeah.
Completely agree. CJ, hands down. I know he got an 18% on that cognitive test, and that kind of plummeted his draft stock. But I still think that he is the best quarterback in this draft, the best offensive player, period, in this draft. Yeah. And I also, we were watching that draft together, and you saw me rooting for Will Anderson to fall down to the fifth pick to us. He did not, unfortunately. I also think that he is the best defensive player in this draft. So I hear you. I think that Houston did win at least the first round in this draft. We'll see what happens going forward.
A quote from the best quarterback in this draft. He's a football player, not a test taker. So remember that. When he steps on the field, the S2 cognitive don't matter. He's a gamer, and he's going to play. You saw that in the Georgia game. Best defense. You know what? I think another 4 Georgia players went in the first round. You can't tell me that, if you're doing that against one of the best defenses in the nation, somewhat of your skills are going to translate to the NFL.
I agree. He's played in big-time games. He's proven year after year that he can do this little game called football. He can play pretty damn well. So I would be shocked. I am a little sad though that he's going over to Houston, because that might not be a great start to his career there.
Yeah, it might be over before it even started.
Who's he even going to throw the rock to?
I don't even know, to be honest.
I don't know any.
I know they traded Brandon Cooks away.
Right.
Oh, they have Dalton Schultz.
Oh, that's right.
So
he could dump it down to the tight end.
Come on now. But a quarterback that may get too much hate on this podcast and just around the world in general wasn't picked in the first round.
He wasn't. And that is actually my hot take. I have Will Levis, who I do not like as a NFL prospect quarterback whatsoever. Shouldn't have been in this first round conversation, and we saw no teams take him. Yep. I think he's dropping to the third round.
Wow.
I don't even think any team's going to bite on him in the second round, if we're being honest here.
Yeah. Teams that needed quarterbacks already took him, and then teams that don't need quarterbacks aren't going to take him.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, you saw Tennessee not even looking Will Levis's way. Didn't trade up to that top 3, top 5 to come try to get a quarterback. They don't want him. I don't think any team is going to touch him. And I'm thankful. Honestly, this gives me a little bit more faith in the NFL GMs. It gives me more faith for the NFL GMs, because if any of these GMs took Will Levis first, or took them before any of these other quarterbacks, or in the first round for that matter, I would have lost it. Because if we could sit here and see that Will Levis is not a great quarterback, being compared to Jay Cutler and Zach Wilson, you cannot be excited to take this guy.
100%.
Honestly, fuck it. He's dropping in the 4th round.
Wow.
4th round.
That's a hot take. And honestly, I think it's way too hot. I do. There's going to be a team that is going to pull the trigger on Will Levis in the second round, and I can tell you who it is, because they do have 2 second-round picks. They're going to have 2 chances to do it. It's going to be the Seattle Seahawks. Will Levis will be a bird.
Now you've gone off the rails.
I've not.
We're scrapping this whole podcast just for that comment you just made. That's ridiculous.
I know you want Will Levis. There'd be nothing that would make me more happy than to see Will Levis play for your team.
The thing is, he'd be the 3rd string. It would be a waste of a pick.
No, I think he's better than Geno.
Wow.
Somebody on Going Mobile said that he was better than Dak.
We did have someone say that. You're right.
So, there are some Will Levis lovers out there.
I am not one of them, and I can tell you right here, right now, Trev, if we take Will Levis, I don't care if it's the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 6th. If it's the 7th round, I do not want Will Levis. If we take Will Levis,
wow,
I am becoming a Detroit Lions fan. I'm saying it right here, right now.
Wow. That's embarrassing.
I hate Will Levis. Will Levis, go fuck yourself. I'm sorry, Will. If you're watching the podcast, because I know you are, you seem like a good guy, but maybe start like working the grill or flipping burgers, something else. The NFL's not for you, guy. I'm sorry.
It's not bad to have a backup plan.
Yeah, you got to. I mean, he scored pretty well on that cognitive test, so maybe you can go become a lawyer, doctor, something like that, but not an NFL quarterback.
Yeah, well, let's lay off the two quarterbacks that don't really, matter, Geno Smith and Will Levis. Let's move on to two quarterbacks that actually matter, Aaron Rodgers and Jordan Love, because it finally happened. It finally went down, and I'm going to be honest, as a Packers fan, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. I thought there was rumors that we might not even get a second-round pick. We might only get 1 second-round pick. We got a little more than I thought we were going to get, and I was pretty proud of that, I wish we would, learn from our mistakes in the past and use our first-round pick on some offensive weapons to help our new quarterback that we're just going to be tossing in there.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, bolstering up the defense doesn't matter. Like, I guess that it matters, but I feel like giving your new quarterback an offensive line, some weapons at the receiver position, matters more.
Didn't you guys just draft 2 receivers last year though?
Yeah, we did, but I mean, when you have I think we have 3 pass catchers on our roster that have over 10 catches in their career.
Oh,
so I mean, it's very slim. I get Christian Watson was up there for Rookie of the Year, and he's going to be a dog, 100%. Romeo Doubs was a little banged up last year. If he could stay healthy, I think he has the ability to be a decent receiver 2, maybe even receiver 3 if we can get another receiver down the line. But I mean, I don't hate the Rodgers trade. I mean, we got a first, because he's going to play 65% of the snaps. So we got a first-round pick, 2 second-round picks, so. And we got a pick swap this year. We have to move 2 picks for Lucas Van Ness. I don't understand why you needed to move up 2 spots.
Yeah, I don't think you needed to move up 2 spots to get Lucas there.
Yeah, but
hey, it helps.
Yeah, I mean, Aaron Rodgers, have fun in New York, but Green Bay's on to bigger and better things, and I'm loving it. No pun intended.
Really, you're transferring all your love to Jordan Love, and you're McLoving it right off the gate.
I mean, Aaron Rodgers will always have a special place in my heart, but I'm a Packer fan first, so Jordan Love's next up, baby.
Wow. You guys got to let us know down in the comments, because me personally, I haven't seen enough of Jordan Love yet to think that he is going to be a franchise quarterback and that guy for Green Bay, but we'll see. We'll see. Only time will tell.
Yeah, and it will, because he will be an all-time great.
Prediction here. Jordan Love will be the worst quarterback in the NFL this next season.
Don't dog my guy like that.
I'm sorry, that was just a little Packers slander. I have to get a little Packers slander out every pod,
This is why I need the Seahawks to draft Will Levis. I need it, because there's nothing better than your future quarterback, once you move on for Geno, to be Will, because then you can't hate on Jordan. Come on now.
I got no words. I don't want Will Levis or Jordan Love. I'll stick with Geno for the next couple years. That's fine by me. We'll take a quarterback next year.
Yeah, well, a team that's sticking with their guy, Lamar Jackson, just got paid. Big pay.
Yeah. And well deserved too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have to disagree with you there.
You don't think he's worth $260 million for 5 years?
Nope.
Why not?
Because this man can't stay healthy, and you just paid him I think it was like 5 years of $260 million, and 185 of it was guaranteed. So when he can't finish a season, especially when he gets older, we see it with running quarterbacks all the time. Cam Newton and the likes of guys like that. Colin Kaepernick, like, they don't last long, and he had really those running quarterbacks have the lifespan of a running back in the NFL. So I'm in 2 years, 3 years, Lamar Jackson's going to be nowhere where he is. Not saying that he's going to be run out of the league, but he's not going to be worth $51 million a year.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he deserved this money. Like, you compared him there to Cam Newton, Colin Kaepernick, guys like that. But arguably, I think Lamar might be better than both those quarterbacks. He might be the most versatile quarterback in the NFL since Michael Vick.
Yeah,
for being real.
You pay a guy for what they're going to do in the future, not what they're going to do in the past. And that's where I think the Ravens kind of went wrong. Maybe if it's like $150 million over 3 years, okay. 3 years, you have the ability to maybe he plays like 2 or 3 seasons fully healthy, but 5, and you're eating all that guaranteed money. And I guarantee you 2 or 3 years from now, they're going to restructure, and he's going to be making so much guaranteed money in the 2026 and 2027. But we see his resume, and yes, he's worth that now. But as an NFL GM, you have to, take off your love for the current quarterback, and you got to look at what's best for your team in the future. And I don't think a 5-year max contract is worth it for Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, understandable, but I don't see any other direction for the Ravens if they didn't pay him.
Yeah, I mean, I was hearing that they could have traded up for the number 3 overall pick. Maybe you trade up for that spot and you get Anthony Richardson.
There you go. You sure? You sure not Will Levis?
No, they're not going to get Will Levis. But Anthony Richardson, who is similar to Jalen Hurts, we see that style of quarterback can work. And that he's very run-friendly, which they already have that offense built with Baltimore. And you would get him on a rookie contract rather than what you just paid, Lamar.
And they just gave him a good receiver, too.
Oh, yeah.
Picked up Zay Flowers.
And OBJ. So they got
OBJ.
Yeah, they got dogs there. And I'm not saying that, this mistake is going to haunt the Ravens for an eternity, because I do think that they're going to be a good football team. But if your quarterback can't stay healthy, what's worth the money?
I hear you. Now I think I've been very excited to talk about this the whole pod.
NFL draft?
The NFL draft.
Let's get right into it.
Very excited. There was actually a lot of movement here in this draft. I was shocked.
Houston
right off the
taking
get-go.
their guy?
Yeah.
Honestly, I think Bryce Young was pretty expected. Thought he was at minus 1,000 odds. So no surprise there at the number 1 overall pick.
Not at all. I think Carolina got their guy. I think he'll fit Carolina's system pretty well, actually.
Yeah. No, yeah, 100%. I think a little bit of a surprise maybe at number 2. Houston taking CJ after his test.
Yeah.
There was talks that he might not be picked in the top 10, but Houston went out and got their guy.
I'm glad that test score did not scare Houston away from taking him, because like we've been saying, CJ is my favorite quarterback in the draft, and I think he's going to be really good in the next couple of years. Houston's just got to put a couple more pieces around him, and they'll be looking pretty good.
Oh, 100%. And maybe the biggest shock of the draft.
Yeah.
Not because of the player that got drafted, but Houston climbing all the way back up, taking the best defensive player in the draft, Will Anderson.
Yeah, back-to-back picks, 2 and 3 for the Texans.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I mean, we already touched on it. That I thought they had an outstanding draft. They get 2 of the best players in the draft. Best defensive player and arguably the best quarterback. So I think they
crushed it.
Yeah, they crushed it. I think if you're a Houston fan, you're jumping for joy right now.
100%. Cannot be upset whatsoever. 4th pick, the Colts go Anthony Richardson. And I'm very thankful that the Colts did this. I personally thought they were going Will Levis, so we all know how I feel about Will Levis, but they made the right decision. Good on them.
100%. 100%. Shane Sarkisian, their coach, coached Philly last year, and we saw what he did with Jalen Hurts, and you get basically Jalen Hurts 2.0. You get Anthony Richardson. You get a guy that has a cannon of an arm, but also can run, so maybe he's trying to recreate a little thing with what they did in Philly. So I think that's a great pick, and I think that's a great fit.
Yeah. Moving to the next pick. This is my pick here. I was very excited for this pick. A lot of built-up anxiety went into this 5th pick for me. And honestly, my first impression, I was a little disappointed. I really wanted to go Jalen Carter with that 5th pick. But when I thought about it more, the potential of the Legion of Boom 2.0, I really like the pick. I think that Devin Witherspoon and Tariq Woolen on either side of the field is going to be lethal. There are not going to be many teams in this league that are going to be able to throw the ball on the Seattle Seahawks. That is how I see this next season going. So hopefully, if Witherspoon can pan out to what analysts think he'll be, I'll be a very happy Seahawks fan. I'll say that.
Yeah, I mean, some people say he was the best corner in the draft. I don't really like the pick. I get that you already have 2 good corners in Kobe Bryant and Tariq Woolen. So, you're not really drafting a position of need, per se, but, you're going to need good corners when you can't get to the quarterback because you have nobody on the defensive line, which is where you should have went with Jalen Carter.
Yeah, and that's why I was a little disappointed. I do think, though, that we can, if we need to, we can fix up the interior of the D-line a little bit more. Maybe go out and make a trade or two. I don't know. But I think those guys are a little bit easier to come by than elite lockdown corners. And let's be real, unless you're the Miami Dolphins trading for Jalen Ramsey, those trades and signings don't happen very often. So I'm not opposed to it. I'm not opposed to taking potential absolute lockdown corner here at 5.
Yeah. Key word is potential, though, because we don't,
Definitely.
even with Will Anderson, like we never know how these guys are going to pan out.
Yeah.
So you just got to hope that your team, did their homework and hit on their pick.
Yeah, and at 6, a lot, again, very exciting. Cardinals trade down with Houston for the 12th pick, but then they trade right back up, right back into contention in the top few picks there. They trade to 6, and they get their guy.
Yeah, I mean, Kyler Murray said before the draft he wanted Paris Johnson Jr. He wanted a little bit more help on the offensive line, and Arizona.
That's exactly what they did.
Yeah, exactly. They followed Kyler's orders. That's 7. A little bit of I felt like a shocker with Jalen Carter still on the board. They take Tyree Wilson.
Yeah.
But, I thought Jalen Carter was a perfect fit for the Raiders, simply because he has a couple, assault charges. And so I'm like, oh, that's a perfect fit. But no, they decided we're going to clean up the culture. We're going to take a guy that maybe didn't have the greatest college, season, but he's athletic enough where he can be a star.
Yeah, he balled out during his pro day. And not to mention, I think he had the coldest suit out of everyone at the draft today. He was looking pretty fly on stage.
Yeah, I mean, it was I'm not a big fan of it. It gave me a headache, not going to lie. There's a lot going on. But at 8, running backs finally getting the respect they deserve. Climbing back in, a lot of the past couple of years, it's been like running backs don't go early or even in the first round at all. Bijan Robinson going number 8 to the Falcons.
I like it.
I do too. I mean, I think they led the league in rushing last year, so why not? And I don't even know who their running back is. I think it was Tyler Algier. So now you go get a stud running back. Maybe a mix of Christian McCaffrey and Saquon Barkley, but he's one of the better running backs we've seen come out in a long time.
100% agree there. And then finally at 9, Jalen Carter finally gets taken off the board to the Eagles. I'm worried for the NFC, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
Because the Eagles already had the best D-line in all of football last year, and now they just added another absolute monster.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if he can not get thrown in jail, then he's going to be a stud. Beginning of the season, NFL season and college season, he was supposed to be the number 1 pick in the draft, number 2 pick in the draft. He slips to 9, which isn't the craziest falling, 7 picks, but I think Philly's just like ecstatic that he was still on the board.
Yeah, I cannot believe that he fell to Philly. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure Philly did trade up a pick or two to go ahead and draft Jalen Carter. So good on them for doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did. They traded with the Bears there.
Yeah.
And the Bears, boring pick, but they need help. Offensive tackle, Darnell Wright from Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
They needed help on the O-line, let's be real.
Yeah.
Justin Fields is running around that field like a madman, and nobody's protecting him. So good pick there.
Yeah, Tennessee following the same suit, taking an offensive tackle. A little bit of a smaller guy, but his footwork's good. His grandpa played in the NFL, so he has that athletic blood running in his veins. I'm just happy they didn't take Will Levis here.
That's who I thought they were taking.
That would have been a screw-up. But the team that did screw up was Detroit.
I don't know what they were doing.
You have 2 running backs already on your team. You just paid one this offseason, and David Montgomery. You have DeAndre Swift, who, if you play fantasy football, like he's a stud. But you go out and you get Jahmyr Gibbs.
I don't know what they're thinking.
I want to give a deep dive on what this pick is, but really it's just confusion.
Yeah, I mean, are the Lions done with DeAndre Swift already? Personally, I wouldn't be, but who knows what's going on in the internals with the Lions? I have no idea. But anyways, they go running back. Now, Trav, the Green Bay Packers.
Mm-hmm. I wish they would have taken a wideout here, Jackson Smith and Jigba. Even Jordan Anderson, Zay Flowers, anybody like that, Michael Mayer. It doesn't even have to narrow it down to one specific player, but we go defense here. I think, like we touched on earlier, I just think why not help out your young quarterback? Give him all the weapons necessary for him to succeed. You know, we drafted 3 receivers last year. So maybe they thought that we were solid there and we had enough young guys to hold up the room. But I mean, not that it was a disappointing pick, because I mean I watched this guy's tape and he's a stud. But kind of the same with the Seahawks first pick, where it's like you don't really need that, you know, especially with us with the new quarterback, and you want to give him everything possible to succeed, build his confidence so he's ready and prepared, and you don't want to damage his confidence is really the biggest thing.
Yeah.
But
at pick 14, a little bit more movement. The Pittsburgh Steelers trade up again to another team moving up to take another offensive lineman. Very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was a smart move in a sense. You know, they got their young quarterback last year, and
yeah.
Like I said, with what Green Bay didn't do, like Pittsburgh is going out and getting guys to protect their young quarterback and getting guys like last year, like George Pickens, to go out and catch balls for the young quarterback. So,
yeah. So Broderick Jones to the Steelers.
Yeah. Some of these picks down here are a little, you know, we're starting to get into.
Yeah, let's bang a couple out right here.
Let's go. Jets, Will McDonald, the fourth. Sorry, Roman numerals are tough for me.
At 16, I thought the Commanders also might be a team that take a shot at Will Levis. They do not. They go Emmanuel Forbes.
Yeah, with Christian Gonzalez still on the board, I was really surprised about that.
Yeah.
But he didn't have to wait too long after that.
No,
next
he did
pick, New England.
Scooped him up.
Yeah, if you watched our mock draft last week, I had New England taking Christian Gonzalez. So
I'll give you nuts there, Trev. Good call there. Good call there.
Now.
He fell a little bit more than I would have liked to see him fall, though.
Yeah, and another linebacker taken at 18 with Detroit. Actually taking a position that they need. So
good on them.
Yeah, exactly.
They figured it out there in the room.
Finally. 19. Again, I just am happy that they skipped on Will Levis going and getting a defensive tackle. So looks like Baker Mayfield or Taylor Heineke's the guy there, honestly.
And then at 20, very excited. I want to slow down a little bit for this pick. I know you wanted this guy. I was very thrilled by this pick. Honestly, I even like it better than our 5th pick. At 20, the Seattle Seahawks draft Jackson Smith-Njigba.
He's a dog.
He is going to be elite.
Mm-hmm.
I'm scared for other teams when they go against our offense because Ken in the backfield, DK, Tyler, and now JSN. It's going to be a pretty explosive offense. So I'm excited. I think he's going to be a dog. I think we've said it here before, but the two receivers he played with at Ohio State both said that he was the better guy. He's the best guy there.
Yeah. I mean, if he can stay healthy, he's going to be a dog. I don't mind Seattle taking a receiver here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they don't really need the position, so maybe it goes in a different direction. But if you're taking best player available, it's between him and Nolan Smith, and they chose the receiver.
Yeah, wouldn't have been upset with Nolan Smith either, but
100%.
Also very happy we got JSN there.
Oh, yeah. And then started a little trend for receivers.
Yeah.
Quentin Johnson, then Zay Flowers, then Jordan Anderson. All back-to-back, 4 in a row.
Yeah. Jordan Addison from SC. So a little hometown kid there.
Yeah, getting a little replacement for Adam Thielen.
Yeah, I like that. I think all those teams, Chargers, I don't think necessarily need a receiver. Ravens, good pick for them. And Minnesota, good pick for them. So not disappointed with any of those.
Yeah. And next we have the Giants, trade up, get Deontay Banks, who I think was the third best corner available, Him and Joey Porter, I feel like you can go either way. But I wasn't mad about the Giants selecting a corner.
Yep. And then the Buffalo Bills decide to go tight end. Dalton.
Weird.
I don't know.
Because they got Knox.
They still have Knox. So I don't know what they were doing. But, yeah, they got tight end there.
Dallas. I don't even know who that is. I'm going to be honest. Mozzie Smith.
I don't think he was projected to be a first rounder, but he goes in the first round.
Well.
D-tackle from Michigan.
Classic Cowboys. 27, Jacksonville takes Anton Harris, another offensive tackle. I don't think you can go wrong with O-line in the first round. I don't think you can. Bengals take Miles Murphy and edge. I thought he would go a little higher, but if you're the Bengals sitting there and you can get someone who can go rush the quarterback like Murphy can.
I like that kid a lot.
Yeah, 100%.
Then we got 29, Brian Brees, D-tackle from Clemson. He's going to the Saints. I think that's a good fit for him down there in New Orleans.
Yeah, 100%.
Like that. And then my other guy that I really wanted at 20 finally gets taken off the board. The Eagles take him at 30.
Yeah, they arguably, maybe outside of Houston, had the best draft. They got two athletes. They're easy transition to the NFL type guys. I think Nolan Smith started falling because of how serious his injury was. But
yeah. Not to mention, they're both teammates in college, too.
Yeah, I mean, they love their Georgia players. They drafted a defensive tackle last year from Georgia. They had Nakobe Dean, a linebacker. So I honestly don't think that that's a bad pick at all. I honestly think that's one of the better picks we've seen in the first round.
Like it. Great value pick there. And then to round it off, I'll let you finish it off, Trev.
Yeah, you're going to give me this guy because I have no clue how to say his name. Felix Anudike Uzama.
I think that was pretty good.
Out of Kansas State.
Yeah. I don't got much else to say.
I don't got much to say.
I think you nailed that last name there, to be honest, though.
Felix Anudike Uzama.
That's pretty good.
It's not bad.
It's pretty good. I will say, though, you love calling Jordan Addison Jordan Anderson. I think you got a little bit too much of Will Anderson stuck in your head because he is a great player. But
I just don't respect SC players, so I don't respect. Yeah, he's Anderson in my head.
Okay, we'll change his name. Jordan Anderson is a Minnesota Viking.
Oh, 100%.
But yeah, that rounds off the pod for today.
Yeah, thank you for watching. A lot of big news. This was a bigger podcast with the NFL draft. NBA playoffs still going up. So
yeah,
I hope you're still watching to the end. But we love you. And signing off.
Yeah, we'll see you guys in episode 4 next week.
Play the outro, baby.
Peace.